Hello Star Citizens, Buzzkiller here, and welcome back to the channel. So on Friday, the 17th of January, CIG released Alpha 2.1 to the live servers. Unfortunately, since I'm on yet another business trip for work, I just haven't been able to try it out too much. My laptop, which was a top-of-the-line portable gaming system a few years ago, is just not up to the task of running Star Citizen, at least not above 10 frames a second. So today I'm just going to go over some of the changes that have been made since 2.0. So 2.0 is the first of the quote-unquote monthly updates we'll be getting this year. CIG is striving for at least one live patch release per month. Now, since that announcement was actually made in December, it's unclear if this is the patch for January or just a late December release. I'm, however, thinking the former. Now, although Chris Roberts promised the Starfarer would be in our hangars by the end of the month, I think that means it'll just be a drop in the PTU, or it could be a minor 2.1.1 update for live, since it really won't require any major updates to the game other than the possible addition of the announced expanded hangars. But let's get back to the subject of the current patch. Now, it's been no secret that the Persistent universe has been plagued by bugs and server performance issues. This, of course, really isn't that unexpected, since it's such a huge update to the game. 2.1 is primarily a step towards fixing the major issues with the 2.0 release. The current patch is reported to have much smoother frame rates and less crashing overall. Some features, such as the physicalized EVA system, have been removed from the 2.1 patch for additional polish before live release. But there are still some nice additions with 2.1. First off, we have two new ships in the hangar: the Sabre, which is the new medium fighter by Aegis Dynamics, and the updated model of the Freelancer by MISC. The Freelancer is also now flyable, at least in the Crusader system. Unfortunately, like the Constellation and Retaliator, it is not available in Arena Commander at this time. Also flyable is the Vanguard Warden. The ship is also by Aegis, and it's the long-range heavy multi-crew fighter which was released into our hangars with the 2.0 patch. Now, I'd love nothing more than to do a flight test of the ship, but unfortunately that'll have to wait until I get home next month. Which is kind of for the best, I suppose, since CIG has already stated in the patch notes that the ship is currently too nimble and will likely get a update pass in the very near future. Another addition to the game is the updated holotable. So the holotable is actually undergoing a major overhaul, and which should be hopefully released in the near future with the release of the new item system. The current update is merely a stopgap to increase the functionality of the holotable in the meantime. In this patch, we still have the clunky drag and drop system, but we now have the ability to sort and filter items in the menus. There's also an improved description of items that is very useful. For example, weapons. Weapons now have their range and fire rate clearly spelled out, along with the damage per burst and damage per second values. Speaking of weapons, they've also introduced a new gun in the patch. The Apocalypse Arms Revenant is a size 4 ballistic Gatling that comes mounted on the Vanguard Warden. This replaces the old Death Ballistic cannon that was listed in the stats page. The gun can also be mounted directly to the Constellation pylon mounts, or through the use of a special fixed adapter mount onto the Cutlass or Hornet turret. Other than an updated Kovalex mission and numerous bug fixes, that about wraps up the 2.1 patch. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, don't forget to hit that like or subscribe button. This will be my last video until I get back home, hopefully around mid-February. So, until then, this has been Buzzkiller, and I'll see you guys in the verse.